But let's get back to you, Mama Chad, because this is your interview because I love you so much. Let's see here with the So I did mention you were in top 3 from season 4 All Star, which I really do think that you should have when we're up to top 3. but but you were also the first winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season All Stars. Now tell us, what was it like to be in the top 3 and being the actual winner, the first winner of the RuPaul's Drag Race Hall of Fame? Tell us all about it, like what, like your feelings.
It was
Yes.
hard work, and you know, the first on All Star or on season 4, it was a real toss up. You know, with the 4 of us, with Sharon and Latrice and
Fifi?
Ben Fifi. You know, it was that really could have gone any way, and I felt really lucky to get into the. I felt lucky to get into the top 3, but I also struggled with feelings of that it should have been Latrice. Like, just because I know how important her story is, and you know, and it eventually did get her story has been told, and she has been elevated and amplified, but you know, just at that point in time and not having the hindsight that I have now, I struggled with that. I really did. Like, I really felt like it should have been Latrice. It would have been more important to the fandom that it had if it had been Latrice, for the representation, for the story, which is so much more involved than mine, so much deeper, so much more. She's just had so much more struggle, and that's something that this show that's so good about this show is it highlights people and allows them to tell their stories, and allows the people watching it to not only identify with their struggle, but identify with someone who is part of the LGBTQI plus community. So I did, honestly, I did struggle with that, but you know, what is, and look at Latrice now, baby. The story has been told, the legacy has been built, and it continues strong. Let's go back to longevity. When I speak about longevity, she's synonymous with that word. Synonymous with that word. So, girl, keep going.
I mean, honestly, I mean, on the outside looking in, I mean, I'm a true fan of the whole entire show. When I saw All Star season 1, and when RuPaul decided to do the 4 of you, which was yourself, Raven, Jujubee, and let's see, who was the number 4th
And
one?
Chanel.
Yes, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I should have, honestly, I should have felt like RuPaul should have done that for you on season 4. Just have Latrice Royale should be on the top 4 and have the top 4 of you compete on stage for the final.
I wish that they had, but it was kind of, that wasn't really, they weren't really ready to evolve the show to that yet. I think that came later, you know, the next season or the season after that, when I think they did a top 4, like actually did a top 4. But you know, the show evolved, and season 4 and All Stars 1 was really part of that evolution, and All Stars 1 was just a really not a really great blueprint for the series, with you know, teaming us up right away. I think that, like, putting people in teams should have come later in the series, like when you got a little bit tired of maybe seeing the All Stars compete on their own, and then let's switch it up down the road when we'll pair them up and make it more exciting. But they did that right off the bat, and it was a real nobody
First
wanted it.
episode. I bet you guys weren't even expecting that.
No, we weren't even expecting. We had no idea. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted that girl. We didn't ask for that day. Nobody asked for that. We brought our own packages to show, and it wasn't about like sharing the spotlight. It was about like having your own spotlight, because you had worked so hard, you know, planning whatever you all these people were doing to get on the show. You wanted to compete solo. You know what I mean? Like, that puts a whole new spin on fucking everything, because that's 2 people having to consider everything else about the other person, you know, and like having differing opinions, all of it, like all of it. And it is what it is.
It is what
What
it
it
is.
is,
That's
girl.
what I mean, darlings. But honestly, though, like I adored watching season 1 All Stars, because my emotional episode was when Jujubee and Raven had to lip sync against each other, but they didn't want to because they created such a bond, such a sisterhood.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I started crying my eyes
That
out,
was
and the very day I still cry
that was
at
a
that
super
episode.
emotional day.
Like
It
it was
really was.
like I was like, bro, like I wouldn't be able to do it either. I mean, I would still lip sync, but I still wouldn't be able to do it. Like that's my sister you got me competing against. Like, what's wrong with you?
I think
And then
where we were all at that day was that we did it. We knew this was almost over, and we didn't want it to end. Like that's where we were at. Like it was, yeah, and like also knowing that someone's gonna win. Like you know, and we all know each other for years, girl. All of us. And yeah, once that competition gets to that point, you know, it's you're all tired, you're fucking hungry, you miss your boyfriend, you miss your dogs, you miss your weed, girl. Like you just want to like, but also you don't want it to end. Like you didn't like this is you know, like if you're present, that this is one of the highlights of your life.
absolutely. But you know what? I was very, very excited when RuPaul's like, you know what? Fuck all these rules. All you're on the top for it. Look, I was
Right.
excited more than you were because you're like, oh yes. I was like, yes,
It was
yeah,
really
RuPaul. That's right. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
absolutely. And
I
you
was
know
like,
what? I'm all for that's what, you know, I don't want I want the competition. I want the best of the best and as many as possible. Bring them on. I will slay them all, girl. Just bring them all. Like bring them all. Bring them
and
all.
you
And I did. And I
laid it
did.
down that runway, especially when you wore that cat suit in the finale. I was like, bitch, work it.
It
Work
was a
it.
lot of
Walk
it was a
that
lot of
runway.
fun, honey.
Walk it like the Hunger Games. Ah,
Come on,
you.
Hunger Games. 3 fingers up.
So I have a question also. So what was
Okay.
the most memorable moment from RuPaul Drag Race?
The most memorable moment. I have several. I mean, I think that me winning Snatch Game was my most memorable like moment because that's really what I went there to do, like above all else. Like I really wanted to be able to showcase my impersonation of Cher to that large worldwide audience. That was my main goal, win, lose or draw. If I can at least just do Cher on Snatch Game, like I'll be happy. But I actually won it, so that was a big highlight.
You
But you
did.
know, one of my favorite moments, what it's funny is, and it's you can watch it over the whole thing in All Stars when Mimi I first starts in, and then and then everyone starts arguing, and it's just the
That
funniest
cheesy
thing.
untucked. Oh my God.
The Untucked, and I watch it, and it's funny to watch it because I can still feel myself there watching it from the first person perspective and like what you see in the video doesn't represent what actually was happening because Tammy Brown was running up and down the walls like girl and over it was just it was like a comic cartoon come to life. And then you see how everyone was dressed. We all looked crazy as hell. And like with different things, like I was a bird, Chanel was something, Mimi I first had polka dots, Raven was a flapper. I mean, we were nuts, girl. And like, and then, you know, Tammy starts in with her shit. I'm acting. And then Mimi got pissed, and I said, "Bitch, go get your partner because someone's lip syncing today and going home, and it ain't gonna be me." Girl, it was so fucking funny. Like
Girl, I was like, yeah, you
it was
started this
Drag Race
shit. I was
drama
like,
at its
yeah.
peak. It
I was
was
like, go ahead, Chad.
so
And I
funny.
love that peacock, by the way. That peacock
Giving
costume
him
that
the
he had on.
give him the bird, girl.
It was the birds of prey, honey. The
Uh,
birds of prey was coming to get to
it
you.
was so funny. Anyway,
But speaking of the snatch game though, when you pull out those wigs, I was like, okay, was I the only one that noticed that Chad was doing this? Like she was doing that to perfection.
well, there needed to be something just more than just me doing share. You know, just sitting there and like, whatever. So yeah, I figured that what does Cher do? Cher changes wigs and costumes. That's what she does, and she's good at it. And but wouldn't that be funny if just in the time the camera cut away, Cher changed her costume. So that's kind of where I went with it. You know, and then I will also say, and I want to always give credit where credit is due. Um, the whole I'm Cher bitch thing, like I was trying to figure out the night before, like my jokes and like what would be funny and like what is funny about Cher. And I guess what I thought about Cher is that she's, larger than life. Everybody thinks that they know who she is. She's a big star, super confident. What would be funny about that? And then I thought about Dave Chappelle and I'm Rick James, bitch. And I thought how I laughed so hard at that. And how could I take that and apply that to Cher? And it's very synonymous. It's like plug it in. But yeah, I want to give that credit where credit is due. And it's absolutely Dave Chappelle because that's where I'm Cher bitch came from. And it was a kind of an act of desperation. Because I didn't know if it was gonna be funny. I'm just gonna give it a shot. So we're gonna go in there tomorrow and make Cher this like egomaniac who, you know, basically is calling the shots. She knows it, but she's also a little bit not quite, there. Like she's over she overestimated herself a little bit. So that's kind of how I tried to frame it, and it came out good. And
I'm sorry, Chad, but I busted again. I'm sorry, but you made
it
me
was
bust
some
again.
funny
Like I
shit.
couldn't even finish my popcorn. I was like,
It was funny. But a lot of people were funny. Willem was funny. Sharon was really funny as Michelle Visage. I mean, that was fucking hilarious. She had Rue, Kiki, but so did I. So, and they cut a lot of funny stuff out too. Like there was some good shit that they cut because you need to edit it down for time. But it was a good snatch game. It really was.
All right, and I have another question. What are some of the biggest misconceptions about drag queens?
Oh gosh, biggest misconceptions. Probably that that they're bitchy and like catty, and I don't think that most queens are. I think that that's just. I think part of it is a personality that they put on intentionally, and I think sometimes it can also be just a defense mechanism. You know what I mean? I have rarely known a really mean drag queen. I've met a lot of people, a lot of entertainers, and I've never. There's just so
Yeah.
does
I'm
that
not gonna
fit? I
lie.
mean,
Me being a
like
part
we're actually pretty nice. Like we're actually pretty vulnerable. We're really pretty freaking ass vulnerable. Like, and I don't care if you are consider yourself a drag queen or if you're a transgender performer. We're putting ourselves on the line. Our our dancing ability, our good
of
win, lose or draw, good or bad. We're putting our talent, our body. We're letting you look at our body like good, bad. Like you get to look at every crack and like and that's something that you have to be comfortable with. And there's a lot of misconceptions about dragons, but I think that enough time has gone by and there's been enough information about drag queens that people have come to understand who we are, you know what
right.
I mean? And what we do. And, you know, this whole thing over the last couple of years with these state legislatures and these right-wing influencers trying to start this whole grooming trend. I find it very ironic when, first and foremost, the groomers and the pedos are all white men over, the age of 45. And there's statistical proof on that, and there's plenty of proof. But, we as entertainers, we are, like I said, vulnerable, but we are very attuned to everything that goes on around us because we have to be, not only to serve our customers and to serve our audience, but to like protect ourselves. Like we need to be aware of what's going on around us at all times because as we think things can go wrong. So, there's a lot to being a drag queen, and there's a lot of things that could be misconstrued, but people are getting the picture now. And Drag Race has helped with that, and many other things have helped with that. And people need to stop and really think about what they're saying when they want to call, drag queens groomers. Like, you're just saying that to say it without any proof, and we can show you where the proof is. We can show you who the offenders really are. And, like, speaking from my own experience, I know what it's like to be a victim. I know what it's like to be you know one of the people who for so long are not acknowledged and not heard. And drag queens are going to be the last people to offend, to intentionally inflict any kind of damage on anybody, especially children. So, the sooner people educate themselves and um, get to know us as people, and everybody in our community, from the B to the G to the T, get to know all of us. They need to edit themselves and not throw words around that they don't really even understand, and have zero backup proof to be saying those things about people. You know what I'm saying? I can give you lots of proof. I follow lots and lots of news sources on social media and different outlets that I can give you all of the information that you need on who is grooming and who's not grooming. And that's a really important thing for people to understand. And the sooner they understand it, the sooner we're going to be back on our way to getting things straightened out in this goddamn country. Because
Like,
there's
because
no
a
this
lot of
this
people
is
do.
it's called scapegoating, and every minority has been a victim of this. The Black community, the Latin
Mm,
community, the Chinese community. Now it's the transgender community. It's the and you know what? And, like, I don't even, as a freaking cisgender gay white drag queen, bitch, I know better than to feel threatened. I know who's fucking threatened. I shouldn't feel threatened. I should feel
right,
angry, and I do. And that's why it's real important. It's really important to see through the bullshit and understand who is vulnerable, who is threatened, who is not, and who needs to be doing the work, who needs to lay back because they've already done the work.
right.
Hmm.
And honestly, I get a lot of misconceptions about, burlesque queens as well. Like, everybody thinks, oh, well, you're a burlesque queen, but you perform in drag, so you're a man. I'm like, no, I'm not a man. I'm a biological Black lesbian woman who loves drag shows, who loves to be in a drag show with legends, who has graced the stage way before my time. I'm just lucky to be in the same aura with them.
Well, you have
So
you
my thing is with drag queens, I hear a lot of people, do a lot of back talk saying, "Oh, they're men that wants to be guys." I'm like, no. There's a lot of research that we have done over this interview. We're like, okay, there's some straight men that wants to do it just for, it's for relaxation or for fun, or they want to
right.
put food on the table. It's like there's so many misconceptions, you guys. You guys got to open your mind to see these things to
Yeah.
understand. And
Yeah.
then once you welcome us in, there's going to be a whole another universe open up to you,
And that was
a
a
whole
really
another family.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a beautiful bookend to what I had to say. I mean, you really tied that back together, and that is how I feel. And we can just, keep working toward that.
Gonna keep working towards it until we freaking pass the fuck out and die. And until then, I don't give a fuck. I love y'all anyways. Mwah.
Mwah.
Beautiful Amazons.
Same.
So, what would you like to say to all of the future drag queens and king of the world?
Well, God, I mean, well, you threw that one at me. What would I say? What I want to say to them is that right now, even though things seem uncertain, what is certain is that what you have to offer the world is so important and necessary right now. So don't let things like we just talked about, like politics, or the way that you hear people viewing you as an entertainer, you need to walk in your own truth and your own light, and you need to move forward, and you need to create, and you need to elevate this craft of drag that is not monolithic. It is many things. It is many genres. It is I hate to say it, but it is all valid. It is all drag, and the torch is yours, really. I mean, like, so, we've been building this thing from Stonewall, and before, but Stonewall was this driving force that drove the transgender issues and the community forward. And now it's your turn to push the wheel forward, keep the wheels grinding, keep evolving, keep elevating, look for inspiration where you can find it. Don't listen to the haters. And all I can say is that, like, even though you might feel discouraged, like, maybe there's, like, with all of the legislation, with the way that people talk about us, the way people feel about us, that it's dying out, but it's not. And you absolutely have to keep pushing it forward. The pendulum will swing back in our direction. It's far right, and it's going to swing back. And when it does, it's going to be truly glorious, and it's going to be bigger than ever, because our community is putting up with a lot of shit right now.
That's true.
And doing it very quietly, and doing it for the most part very quietly, and in a lot of pain. It's very painful. So, yeah, I'm telling these kids to grab this shit by the balls. There's no fucking rules, and carry the fuck on. Carry the fuck on. And, it is what it is. Time marches on, baby.
Right. I didn't know nothing about Stonewall until season 4. Like, I've been a lesbian for 20 years and never heard anything about Stonewall until season 4. So doing my research, I found out about Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, and how they're called the mothers of gay rights, and how they fought and protested for the rights of for the gay community, the LGBT community. And I think a couple of years after that, in 1971, that's when they had their first gay pride, march. And so it was good to do a little research on that, because that way I can spread the news to other future LGBT community about it. Because like I said, I never heard anything about it until.
Well, and that's our responsibility, because we're the elders now. How are you doing? We are the elders.
Hello. Elder, I'm established.
Hello.
It is our responsibility to pass that information on as much as we can to the younger generation. And what feels funny right now is, let's take the microscope out a little bit, not so close, that even in my generation, I mean, we experienced the loss of many friends due to the AIDS crisis, but, like, by the time I came around, we didn't really have to fight for much. And we've been super comfy for a really, really long time. And so long that another generation has come up without having to fight for anything. So much that they think that they can have unprotected sex and it's okay, because they don't remember losing 95% of their friends in the 90s. In the 80s.
Yeah.
And they don't understand how final HIV and AIDS can be. And, I just sound like an old lady. Wear a condom, but, like, and when you're 20, 21, 22, you don't want to fucking, but, like, you don't have a reference point. You just think everything's is easy pleasy and super cute and cool, and, like, it's dangerous. The world's a dangerous place. And, like, like I said, we got comfortable, and now we're not only going to have to fight for our rights as members of this community, we're going to have to fucking fight for our rights as goddamn Americans. Right. And we haven't had to fight. We may know people that were in the Desert Storm War in the early 90s. We might have a brother or we might have a father, but we didn't have to fight Nazis before. We didn't. Girl, I haven't had to say the word Nazi so much since high school. And so there's a lot to consider right now, you know, we need to it's important to take care of our community, but from time to time we need to pull the lens out and look at the big picture, because there's a lot more than just what's happening here, you know, and what's happening out here, it affects. And I want the kids to educate themselves, and I want them to engage in politics. I never ever wanted to be political. I wanted to be a drag queen. My drag mother said never mix drag and politics, and I haven't had any choice but to. No choice. I had no choice. I have to mix drag and politics now, and anybody who doesn't like it can fuck off and leave. I don't care. But I encourage the young kids, like, this isn't for free, and educate, engage, learn about, start at state level, learn who your representatives are and your congress people are, learn about, you just learn, and then go from there. I always tell these kids that if you like RuPaul's Drag Race, and if you love the drama and you love the villainy and you love the people, you're gonna love United States government, because the characters in the United States government, honey, they're far more dastardly than Mimi I'm First, honey. Let me tell you something. They are far more. There's every character, and that's why it's funny, but it's not. It's funny, but it's not. And if you just pay attention to it for a little bit, you're going to be engaged, and you're going to want to be engaged, because you're going to start to understand who in our country has got morals and ethics to a degree, and who do not, and who do not have the best interests of Americans. And once you realize that, you want to know about those people. You want to know who these people are that are leading, are making our laws. And the more you find out, the more you want to know. And I'm telling you, you can go by case. Marjorie Taylor Greene, down the line, go look who John Fetterman is. Woo, disappointing. There's so many, but there's also so many. Jasmine Crockett, what a hero. What a potential president of the United States. Pete Buttigieg, gay senator. Well, he was the mayor, and then he was running for president. This is one of our future leaders, a gay man. So many people. Like, you can get into it, baby. You can pick teams. You can read. There's so much to read, girl. So much stupidity. So much fuckery. So much craven acts of freaking just BS. Like, you cannot help but get into it, and you'll be like, this is better than Drag Race, but also this is my this is my future. Like, I need to invest in this. So that's what I want the kids to know. Like, it's not just about Drag Race, honeys. It's not just about going out to the club on the weekends. That's really fun, and you have to do all that, and there's a place and time. But like, right now, it is super important to understand your country and to understand the world. Like, please engage, babies, because we can't save you if you don't. We can't. This is where you got to help yourselves. We can only do so much for you. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to engage. So these are the things I'm saying to the younger kids and to drag queens alike. Engage. Use your platform. Get informed, and then tell people about it, because not everybody knows what's going on. Not everyone follows the same media outlets, or not everybody even watches the news. Like, some people just go to work and come home and walk their dog. Like, they don't understand that Nazis are banging at the fucking back door right now. Like, they would be surprised to know that.
Said that part. But my drag mama Kevy Kev always says, if people talk about you, bitch, that's free publicity.
Cheers to that, baby.
To that one. So my very, very last question for the beautiful Chad. What is next for Chad Michaels?
Oh gosh, it's so funny, Diamond. People have ended with that question several times, many times, like when I do interviews, and like I always just kind of tell them that I don't fucking know, girl. Like I have been so blessed that you can't. It's so difficult to predict what's going to happen in your life next. You can make preparations and plans and whatnot, but like things in my life have just they just kind of they drop, just like in everybody's life, good and bad. But I don't know what's next. I do know that I definitely have just slowed down, like intentionally slowed down, to be healthier and to be closer to home and just to be a little bit readily available to the people in my life that really, really need me. Like the people in Chicago, they don't need me. Like they in Denver, they don't need me. They've got their people, and it's fun to fly in and out and do shows. But like right now, for my health, for my mental state, for my family, for my community, like I want to be here. Like I want to be home, and I want to be doing whatever it is I'm doing here. So I don't know what's next. I hope something big. I hope something super freaking exciting. An example I'll give you from last year. I didn't have any big plans for the year, and then I got a call from my agent, and I got gotten booked to go to Monaco to perform for the Prince and Princess of Monaco at their big ball. And like this is when I say that you can't predict what's coming, you don't know what's around the corner. Like I would have never predicted that I would be invited to perform
Wow.
for royalty at their one big yearly ball. And so I don't know. I just hope it's something big like that. But if it's not, like I'm so happy, and like I've had a girl. I've had so much, and I don't say that to be any kind of way. I say that to acknowledge it and to be grateful, and to say like if it all ended tomorrow, like I'm good. Like I'm so happy, but I'm so also happy to keep moving forward and to keep um just just connecting with my audience and doing what I do, trying to evolve. But I mean, at this point, I don't know evolution drag wise where I go from here. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of about just practicing it now, just continuing the craft. Um, so whatever happens, I'm open to, and I hope that it's good. And if it's nothing at all, bitch, I got Moe's on Wednesday, girl.
Right.
I got Moe's on Wednesday, bitch, and that makes me happier than anything because I get to work with all my best friends, with my husband, and I get to be in bed by 10:30. Like what kind of you can't ask for
Well,
more than that.
well, Chad, honestly, like as a fan, like I said, on the outside looking in, and I've seen you up close and personal performance wise. I told everybody, Chad Michaels, yes, the legend, but a serious, serious, serious angelic person on the inside and out. And I could not express that to you enough, Chad. You
Mm,
are an angel, and I just love
well,
you.
so are you, sweetie. You got the brightest light inside of you, and I think that you are so loved by everybody in this community. And that that's something that you should be really just take a lot of pride in that. And it's not
Don't get me
something.
wrong, Diamond Knight's got some haters, but fuck the
Well, that's
haters because I get
fine.
to do
That's
that.
fine. But you come from a place of honesty and truth always, I feel. And that's a reflection of other people. Like when people don't like you, or people find you to be a certain way or find you abrasive, that's a reflection of something that in them that's broken. You know what I mean? Like, and sure, people can be assholes, sure, but usually, it's not that. So you just, like I told you, you're an important part of this community, and people look to you. So you be there as much as you can, as much as is good for you, because I don't think that people will, they're not going to be able to get enough of you, and you serve a really important function in our Hillcrest community. So don't take that lightly, and don't forget it.
Oh no, I'm never gonna forget it. And don't worry, Diamond Night is not done with Hillcrest yet. Not even halfway done, sweetheart.
She hasn't
But we have
finished with
reached.
your ass.
Oh yeah, they haven't seen enough of my butt, but guarantee they're gonna see a lot of me. So, Chad, we reached the end of our show, the end of the podcast interview. Boo. But again, we want to thank you so very much for joining us. And to those all the viewers out there, make sure you follow us, Raina Royalty Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And if you guys want to see Chad Michaels, of course, Michaels. I'm sorry about that.
I like that.
Too. Yeah, Chad also has an IG. Chad, why don't you tell the beautiful viewers out there your IG in case they want to follow you, including your little TikTok?
Yep, you can catch me on Instagram only, baby, and that is Chad Michaels All Star on Instagram. I am not on any other social media platform. I'm keeping this shit simple. I'm sick of managing, girl, and that's where you can find me if you want me. If not, I'll catch you on the flip.
And you heard her, you should catch you on the flip. So again, Chad, we thank you so very much for being part of our podcast. Remy, thank you so very much for having Chad Michaels on the podcast. Yes.
Thank you.
And again, you guys, and of course, Remy, yeah, girls, lesbians, please, again, take her off my hands because seriously, like she's really starting to make me mad, like nasty. But anyways.
Have you met my friend Marie? Have you met my friend Marie that comes to? I need to introduce you to my friend Marie. I think you two would hit it off.
Maria.
Marie Rice. She's really cute. She's a cute lesbian girl.
Cute lesbian. But I'm in Dallas.
Oh, never mind. Well, she's all over. She's in Bangkok. She's in Missouri, and she's in San Diego. She's got place in Thailand. Oh, and also Hawaii. I'm sorry. There's also Hawaii stop in there. So there's travel. I bet you she flies over Dallas every once in a while. Who knows?
Okay, you make it stop until I say hi.
All right. I say hi. Got a love connection going on here.
I tried. It didn't go over so well, but it's all good.
Well, hey, you guys. That should be Chad. Next jug title, Matchmaker.
Matchmaker, right?
Ooh, actually, that would be a great title for a new show for you, Chad. But anyway, think about that one. But anyways, Chad, thank you again so very much for being a part of this podcast. Thank you, Remy, for having this beautiful interview. And thank you to all the viewers out there for watching. And again, you guys, remember, love is love and fuck all the haters, honey. This is your girl, Diamond Knight, your host with the mostest. We'll see you again soon. Bye, you guys.
Bye.